Hello everyone, welcome to your channel Data Science Studio, and today we are going to start with day 19 of Python programming for data science. So let's get started. In today's session we'll be talking about some of the important methods in DataFrame, and let's load the data file. So we have loaded the Titanic data file, and the first important method, which is called as CrossTab. So CrossTab is actually used to perform a cross tabulation between two or more variables, and they are basically used to count the distinct values present across the different categories. For example, in this particular example, I am trying to count the perform the cross tab between the embarked column and the gender column. To understand, for example, let's say that for embarked, where it is C and where the gender is female, then there are only 113 data points. So total number of rows and columns, if you add, will be equal to the total number of data points, which is 1307. And margins equal to true means, if you see this black line, this is the margin which differentiates between the column headers and the row values. Similarly, you can have more than one column as well. So here we are trying to incorporate, when you want to have more than one columns to differentiate in CrossTab, you can pass it as a list. So here I have passed the survived and embarked column as the list, and the CrossTab will be done with the gender column. So now it is further splitted down to survived and embarked. So it is a combination of survived and embarked. When the survived is 0 and the embarked is CQS, the different counts. When the embarked is 1 and the survived is 1 and embarked is CQS, then it is a different count. So based on your requirement, cross tabulation can play a very important role if you want to understand the different categorical data and their frequency count. The next method, which is very useful when your data is slightly skewed in nature, it could be positive skewed or it could be negative skewed. And if you want to understand about the skewness concepts in statistics, and if you want to understand about quantiles, you can go through this statistics lecture, which is part of the statistics series. Now when we are talking about cut method, what does cut do is it divides your data into bins, and these bins are actually discrete intervals, and this method is used to convert your continuous data into categorical data by grouping your data set into various bins, and this is helpful when your data is skewed in nature. So for example, I am cutting the age data, the age column in the Titanic data set, into 4 equal width columns. So the whole data set will be splitted into 4 parts, and the labels of those 4 parts are A, B, C, D. Now what is happening is, so if I count the number of unique values, so in this bin variable, the number of unique values is actually 4, and if I count the value counts, the value count is actually in this fashion. So similarly, you can provide the bins of your data set as well. For example, I want my data set to be splitted from 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and 90 to 100. So these are the 4 bins where all your age data will be grouped. So you can pass the manual bins as well. So in the previous example, it will divide your data set between 4 equal bins between the max and min, and here based on the bins you are passing, it will divide your data set. So for excuse me, so the first bin will be 0 to 30, second bin will be 30 to 60, third bin will be 60 to 90, and fourth bin will be 90 to 100. Like this you get the value counts as well. And then what you can do is you can actually concatenate your bins into main data frame like this, and you can convert this age column into categorical column, and this is the whole process in data pre-processing stage as well. We'll see once we are doing this exploratory data analysis in our projects. Now, before going to the next topic is called as qcut. So cut method divides your data set either into equal parts or based on the bins you are following, but qcut method is actually used to divide your data into equal quantiles. It could be a quartile, so there are 4 quartiles, and or it could be a decile. So as I've said, if you want to understand what is quartile and decile, you can go through this statistics lecture. It will be talked in detail about quartile and decile. Now here what I am trying to do is I am using the qcut method to divide the data set into 4 equal quartiles. And this is the split of the data. Almost equal number of data points will be in the 4 quartiles, and I can divide the data set into 10 deciles as well, which means each decile will have 10% of the data like this. So here are your value counts for the decile values. So there are 10 deciles. Based on that, the values are splitted. Next very important method is getDummies method. So machines don't understand string, they want to have numbers. So whenever there is a categorical data present in your data set, you want to convert that categorical data into numeric data, and one of the concept is called as one-hot encoding. And one-hot encoding is the process of converting your categorical data into numerical data. So here let's say I have embarked column and gender column, which are the categorical variables. So unique values present in gender are male and female, and unique values present in embarked column are CQ and S. So what this getDummies will do is wherever the respective embarked value CQS is present, it will be 1 or else it will be 0. For example, in this case, female is present, the first row is female, so female is 1, rest is 0. So if you run this, so this converts your embarked and gender column into a numerical column. Now this will go into the further analysis or the modeling. So getDummies is a very important function to convert your categorical data to numerical data. And next important, there is one more method to do that, which is label encoding, which we'll see in our exploratory data analysis as well. There is another important function which is called as date range. So sometimes you are working with time series data and you want to create a date range between 2 specific values. This is also very easy. You can use the date range method similar to what we have in range, and you can pass the start date and end date. So here I am creating the date range between the start date, which is 1st January 2022 to August 2022. You can also specify the start as well as the periods. So it will start from January and will go till 12 months. Or you can specify the end date if you want to go backwards and specify the period as 12, like this. So these are some of the important methods of data frame. In the past 6 sessions, we have covered various methods and functions of data frame. That should be sufficient enough for your journey towards data science. And in next session, we'll be starting with visualization using Matplotlib library. So please subscribe, like and comment your channel and provide your feedback on the content as well. And stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you.